What is up? Hello, welcome. This is Krash right here. I have to like awkwardly point right there.
Hi guys, that's me.
Welcome to the show, man. Super
Thanks for having me.
freaking stoked about today. So guys, if you have not seen, it's literally right here, the Keebtown poster. Eric and I were fortunate enough to get them before they went on sale. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But guys, this is Krash or Krash Draws, exclamation point guest. Look over at his Instagram. He does some really cool stuff. So welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Really stoked to be part of this show and to talk about this poster. I hope there are gonna be a lot of questions about some details. I can explain some more. I hope some secrets will remain uncovered though.
Yeah, it's always good to have a couple secrets here and there. So quick shout to our awesome sponsors, Omnitype, Project Keyboards, Canon Keys, and Kinetic Labs, as well as our amazing partners, Smith & Rune, 3D Keybs, Zap Cables, and Type Beast. We'll hear more from them later. So face reveal, there it is. Well, I mean, your face is kind of on the poster a little bit. It's like the bottom half. You have like the Batman, like the Batman. There you go. Exactly. So no Eric today. Eric is he is at a funeral today, so keep him well in your wishes. So thank you to Scoob Caps. So I yeah, we're gonna get like right into it. We've got a lot. There's a lot on this poster. Shout out to Top Clack because you guys did like a walkthrough of this, and I saw it and I was like, I want to walk through this with the artist that did it. So thank you, Top Clack, for the inspiration for this. So let's first, I guess, talk about before we show it off, before we show off the whole thing. I want to talk about like how did this come about?
All right, so I've been working with had been working with mykeyboard.eu before that for some time, doing some smaller gigs for them, like the thank you card, some of you might have seen, and stuff like that. So at some point, and I think it was summer last year, Yulia from mykeyboard.eu approached me, and she sent me like this really awesome illustration. This isometric poster. It was really tall, and there was so many details there, so many colors, and I really loved it. It was kind of a similar concept about like computer games with different characters from different games. And she was like, "Hey man, check it out. I really love it. I think it suits your style very well. Would you be able to like do something like this, but about the keyboard community?" And I looked at it, and saw all the details there, and I thought to myself, "Wow, so many details. It must have taken like months and months to make." And there were so many details about it and aspects that I wasn't ready to do. So I was like, I can do this now. It's just way over my my expertise and stuff like that. So I took a phone, and I texted her, "Sure, I'll do it." And she just asked me, "Okay, so how much time do you need?" And I was like, 2 months, and we'll be done. So at this point, I haven't expected that it will be 7 months of my life. It was everyday work. Maybe there were like 1 or 2 days a week that I would take a break from it, but every evening and sometimes over weekends, I was just sitting down and doing this work. And she was really supportive of the work, and you know, I think I wouldn't have made it through this like half a year without like constant like, you know, it's going well, you can do it, stuff like that. Because in a personal project, I think I would have given up on this poster like 25 times during the way. But you know, having someone so excited about it and just pumping more energy into the project, I was like, yeah, I can do it. I can do it. I can really do it. Even though I was really, I knew it was gonna be would require me to learn a lot and change my kind of processes, how I draw technically and stylistically. So yeah, that's pretty much how it started with just an idea, and I just went, get to it right away almost. I just needed to finish some like a sticker project I had already scheduled, and then I just kind of closed my commissions for some months just to focus on this one.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's how it started.
When did you start? Like, when was the start time?
I think it was exactly like a year ago. I think the summer vacation finished, kind of back to school, and I remember about this time I sent her some very rough sketch of like a rooms and levels. It was just black and white, very simple stuff, and at this time we just started talking. How we gonna structure it? Like, do we need many rooms, or do we want to have like a meetup space, or what's gonna be where, more or less? It was very rough.
Well, it's again, it's nothing short of just immaculate. Like, every time I see it, I find something new. Like, I've caught myself just standing in front of the poster, staring at it. It took me, like I said, every single time I see something, I'm like, wait, is that? I'm like, oh shit. So let's go over. I think I've got it sized up. There we go. So here, I will, for the time being, we're going to move this down here. So this is the poster. I will zoom out. This is in all of its glory. This is the finished product, which that's one question I have is, when the hell do you call this a finished product? Because there's so much going on that I'm like, I would never be able to be like, done. Like,
that's hard actually. So for the most of the time, we knew we were missing some people there. So that was very obvious that there was always a growing list of people, companies, switches, whatever, stuff that we knew were necessary or were at least a minimum. Like we can add on top of this, but we cannot do away with these. And then it was like filling up, and all those names were there, and there was still a lot of like an empty space visually. So I was like, okay, we need more ideas. So we started adding more ideas and more ideas and more ideas, and then at some point it kind of felt like almost all the space is taken, and we still had some ideas. I think it always also comes down to sort of like a fatigue. So after 7 months, I was like ready to call it done, and I was like happy with it. And of course, there was a way to add more stuff, even though. But we thought, okay, let's make a test run. Let's see how it looks live. Printed, and then only upon seeing this done, we would say this is what we've been working towards. Unfortunately, that wasn't the end of the project, because it didn't turn out well in terms of some of the colors and mostly brightness and color saturation. It looked different than on the screen. So I think from then I spent another 2 weeks of just tweaking the color, saturation, brightness, and whatnot, so it would look printed as vivid, as lively as it would on a screen. And only then we would say, okay, we accept this, we're happy with it. Let's start talking, how we can ship it, how we can print it, and who's gonna be the vendor and all that. So
yeah. And was there ever a time where you were like, let's maybe make this? Did someone say, hey, let's make this landscape so we can turn it into a desk mat? Because I'm sure that's the first question people goes, how can this be turned into a desk mat?
Yeah, actually, I see in the chat someone suggested the jigsaw puzzle. So that was my idea before anyone asked about the desk mat. I really like the style of jigsaw puzzles, but at some point there was this idea, and I think I cut off like a horizontal portion of it somewhere at the bottom, and and made like a 3D visualization of the desk mat and sent it to my keyboard guys. I was like, that's great, but because it was just like a shortcut off from the existing poster, some heads were missing, or it wasn't really like a material that would go to sale. So we knew if you ever wanted to have a desk mat made out of it, I'll be a different project that I could rearrange those guys. Some of these guys, maybe draw a different background and then place some of those characters there and some companies and whatnot, and maybe work on some different colors, so it's more, not as identical to the poster. That brings some kind of a new value, that if you have a poster and a desk mat, it doesn't look like someone just copy pasted it.
Yeah.
So that's still something in front of us. I really want to at least make a jigsaw puzzle, and if there's enough interest for a desk mat, that's probably up for a discussion. But we're still trying to push this out of the gates as a poster still.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. There's a lot to cover here. So one, you've got so many people. You've got streamers, designers, Salvin, CNC master. You've got everyone. You're in here. Over here, the Key Cult guys. So we're going to start at the first half, and then I think it's zoomed in enough that we kind of get the bottom half. So we'll kind of tackle the top half of this poster first. For those who don't know, so again, we're going to try and talk about as much as we can without, if anyone in chat, hit @Mex on deck if you have a question. We'll happily try and get that answered, but not, as he said, not all secrets will be revealed. But starting at just right up at the top, you have a cool little design for I believe that's AIO3's logo, right here on the wall mount, next to MX Brown King. So lots of graffiti in here, and I really liked that kind of graffiti look that you applied to quite a bit of the poster.
Yeah, I kind of listen a lot of like hip hop music and rap, so graffiti culture is kind of close to my heart, and I also think that it wouldn't look like a town if there wasn't enough tags around and graffiti and stuff like that. So I felt like adding these makes a nice flavor. Actually, there's probably a small story behind almost every detail there. So if there's anything interesting you want to ask about, should I have like the MX Brown? I think it was mentioned by the Top Club guys that it's kind of it's like a meme that grows with the community. Like when I was starting, the guys that were forming the opinions on like RMK and the forums, if you would be a noob like I was like 3 years ago and read through the post, you would always see that MX Brown's trash. It's like linear with a grain of salt inside, or a grain of sand, and like that. And over the years, I think now people learn more about how to like tweak switches and loop them, and people realize that a nice board with MX Brown doesn't sound as bad like off-the-shelf plastic stuff with Costor stabs and MX Brown. So the image of them is kind of shifting. So adding a crown there, it's both like a satiric and kind of you can say it could be a good value for someone that's starting in the community. So that the interpretation of this is not kind of a straightforward there.
So my first question is, there are lots of plants everywhere. Is there like a meaning? I know GMK Botanical, that you can start making your own connections, but there are lots of plants, especially above. I love what you did, the Canon keys, Canon arcade box. Like that's, I remember looking for Canon keys, and they're like, "Oh, it's right next to you guys." I was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And they're like, "Oh, it's literally like an arcade." And I was like, "That's fucking awesome."
So about plants, the, the one is actually representing botanical. The one to the right, just below the Keebtown orange sign.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, I think there's a price tag on it. So it's like
$400. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit overpriced.
It's a mech market post.
Yeah, it's a mech market post. So this is the botanical one. I was trying to keep it in a theme of botanical a little bit, like it leaks in the color schema. But most of the other plants are just like space fillers. I know you said you guys are big plants lovers around the house. So I can exactly. So I can it's like from design perspective, plants is like a beautiful structure. So I think if the more you add, the more the whole kind of a town turns into like this a nice place you want to be around. So I want to have this feeling of being welcoming and not so much just like a dry graffiti-driven urban space. So
yeah,
that's what they are about. And yeah, there's some mushrooms there, like next to Langolandia. Yeah, it kind of taps into one of the stickers I made. If you go to my Instagram, there's like a shrooms growing from behind like a numpad.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had so much fun drawing it. I think it's like a super fluid looking stuff. So I thought like it's gonna look nice there. Bringing some decay to this like a side panel there.
I have to ask, is the Monstera plant based off of the Monstera desk mat?
No, I actually have a monster at my house, and this is my favorite of them all.
Can you say that the Monstera is off of that desk mat? We have one of our great friends did the Monstera desk mat, so we're just gonna say it was. There we go. We got the approval. So up top, there's been a lot of speculation of who this scary gentleman is. I've been told it's Mizu, not Mizu, Mido. Well, there you go, slip of the tongue already because of the color. It's not Mido. Is this a secret?
No, it's after a guy called Laser Ninja. He's from Australia, and I know he's not like the most known person even in the laser cutting community. But he actually helped me a lot with like the Australia, Oceania, and some some part of the Asia community guys. Like I'm kind of I'm away from them, different time zone, and I don't buy in like those stores. So he approached me and he gave me a ton of feedback and a ton of ideas for like small details, and I thought I would honor his input by adding him to the poster.
Very nice. And you got a little Australia corner up here too.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
So that's pretty much he's doing. Like he said you need to have Tay keyboards, and of course I knew Tay keyboards because I was when I was starting I watched a lot of his videos. But he actually got in touch with him and sent me real photos from his workshop. From different angles, different lighting, so I could pick the best photo for my poster. So it was really helpful from him. So
yeah, absolutely. And he's someone that is so important to this community, especially anyone that's been in the hobby for a few years before there was much out there that you could actually learn from. There's been a lot more, but super helpful. I love the Holy Panda poster, $5, little throwback to 2018. So we've got quite a few people here, some awesome people, some of the best people in the entire poster right here. So we've got Lightning. I love the what you did, like the monk style, but also a little like David Bowie, like so with juggling some keyboards. I still can't get over Eric and myself. I think that was, so just behind the scenes of what happened with us, I'm going completely blank on her name. from my keyboard. Julia, yeah. She reaches out to me and says, hey, can we use your likeness on a poster? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, go for it. Like, I put my fucking face on the internet 3 times a week. Like, knock yourself out. And I'd completely forget about it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, someone's making a drawing. Like, whatever. It's cool, I guess. And they're like, hey, we're done. And they send me this fucking Chewbacca with my face on it. And I died. I fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard. I was like, this is the funniest shit I've seen. It's so good. It blends so well. I mean, you even got my aviators, which I was like, holy shit. Baka, it works out well. And I remember asking, I started seeing that. I was like, I hope you include Eric. Like, he's obviously 50%. And they're like, oh, we're working on it, but one step at a time. And they sent me Eric, fucking Egyptian getup, and I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. It was so cool. And they kind of asked like, oh, where do you want to be? And I was like, preferably together. Like, it makes sense that Eric and I would be standing next to each other, but like wherever's easiest, like, please, this is, and it's honestly, it's like a huge honor being a part of this because, it's one of those things where I'm like, it's kind of that nice reminder of like, okay, cool. Like hard work that I put into, trying to help out the hobby and streaming and doing all this stuff. And now I'm kind of immortalized in this poster. It's super, super awesome. And, very humbling. It's super cool. We've got Quakeums. I think you could have made him about 18 feet taller because I know he's like 30 feet tall.
Okay, just about the Eric, just one more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One more deal there. So he was placed in a completely different portion of the poster. So also that's another reason why you didn't see him when you saw your preview. But obviously, and my initial idea was to make him like a full, like a metal helmet, kind of
like the whole get up.
The whole serious stuff, but I thought that's just too much. I just want to have a hint of it. And I was talking to my friend Bart. About it, and he was helping with some of those details there. By the way, big shout out to him. Today's his birthday, so.
Oh well, happy birthday, Bart. Have a good one.
Birthday, man. Hope he's watching. And so he said, "Yeah, why don't you make a little pyramids instead of keycaps in the keyboard he's holding?" I was like, "Dude, that's so awesome! Like small pyramids there." And that kind of convinced me that we have enough of references to kind of check it off. It's cool stuff.
It adds. So, and then obviously, no question as to what is
nothing to say.
That's nothing to say. I was like, this is like, of course, like who's that? It's like who isn't that? There's no. The good thing, I've looked at this poster and there's some people I'm like, I'm missing it. I have no idea who that is. And I look at me and I'm like, no one has looked at this poster and been like, I don't know who that is. So you've got Quakeums here. I think Quakeums and Eric's face specifically are just so spot on. Like you've managed to keep it in this theme while making everything look, so realistic. And I think that's a huge achievement. So you'll have, and we've got Lang over here. Lang, one of my best friends, with the Gucci slides, drinking, I assume, coffee and having his grain umbrella, just vibing.
He actually requested the Gucci once. He was one of the very few people that actually said, "Hey, why don't you make it even better? Can you do this and that?" It was really cool. Not in a bad way that he didn't like something.
I think I helped. I was like, dude, you got to get the Gucci slides in there because he obsesses over his Gucci slides.
It was great. It was any a feedback from any of these guys was really appreciated, and I think they all liked it because I didn't get much of requests to be updated, except for one person that I don't want to name, but was completely removed due to comment that this is not how I look like. Please, could you remove me? So that's what I did because I would never post anything here, outro. That's against someone's will or their kind of a self-image of themselves of how they want to be portrayed.
Yeah, absolutely. Which respect, because some people, I completely get it. We've got some little hidden gems right here. We've got the archetype. I'm going completely blank on the name of that. Clifford, I think.
Clifford, yeah.
Clifford.
Yeah.
We have a villager. I think that's supposed to be a Supreme sticker.
Yep.
No clue.
That's from Zappy Caps. It's like a yellow spider with like a gas mask and a breathing system. That's
and then
really, really out there.
We've got a flame skull. And who is this from?
One of your recent guests. Can you guess?
Oh man, we've had a lot. Sludge Kid, Shot in the Dark.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. There it is, Sludge Kid. Thank you. Sorry, Sludge. It's we've had a lot of recent guests. And then up here, I'm drawing a blank because I can't remember the exact cap.
Battle Bear.
That's right. So
from Lazy
Caps.
Great guy, by the way.
So I want to ask. I'm going blank on these two names. I can't remember which one.
Kidding?
I'm bad with names, man. I'm bad with names.
This is the very Yulia that's
okay. That was my assumption, but I was like, with it's a bit goofy, You got like all these people chilling, and then this girl in the corner just licking a keyboard. I'm sure there's some background behind that I'm missing.
There's a meme from, I think it was on RMK a few years back. I think they got some like Leopolds or some other off the shelves, and they were like testing them. So that's how it went, and there are even stickers made out of this. Like before the poster were made, they would include them with some shipments. So it's kind of like a European thing, I guess. But it had to be on the poster. And the other guy is Mr. Keebs.
Mr. Keebs, okay. And I'm glad I got to stand next to him because Mr. Keebs is such a nice guy. We got a lot of keyboards here. I'm going to try and name a few. Looks like we have, this is the Rama U80 with grain, I believe.
Yep. That's grain or the camping could be.
Camping,
well.
Yeah.
I think it's the camping.
We've got just 75%. We've got Hamon here, Modern Dolch. Got a nice artisan box. I appreciate that. You do, when it gets to the very, very small stuff, you do start to kind of lose some details, but I like that you can kind of guess what some of these are. Like this one looks like a little ambassador with the ears kind of popping up, but it could also be a Hello Caps.
That's interesting. To be honest, they're just spots of colors.
Yep. And leaving room for interpretation is always good.
Yeah, there's no specific ones.
But a Keyblade wouldn't be a key poster without Handerbite, Laser, and why am I going blank on this? Burgundy, Burgundy. Oh man, it's not Toxic. It's the other one, Terminal.
Yep.
Yeah, Terminal. I believe Moto Light.
Or something like that.
Or 9009 with. It's interesting.
But I forgot to darken the modifiers.
Yeah. There we go. I like it. So lots of cool keyboards here. Some of them I'm drawing a blank on this TKL.
It's just a generic one.
Yeah, I figured a couple. Some of these are just going to be generic. You have the Alice layout. I think it says TGR right there.
Yeah, there you go.
So might have a clippa here too, but also guess what? They're rectangles. You can't deny that's a Keyblade though. So and this looks like an iron 165. So
exactly.
So and more on Smith and Rune later, because that is probably the coolest part of. That's my favorite part of this poster. So a lot of questions about the Kiwi.
Okay, so that was actually idea from the Laser Ninja, because we couldn't figure out how to include Gawk there. Gawk is one of my all-time favorite designers in the community, and I actually included his logo on one of the walls on the bottom part of the poster, but nobody ever noticed it. So I thought, okay, we're gonna do it again, a different spot. So he suggested, why? What's Kiwi? It's Australia, and he's from Australia, and just add his logo somewhere. And that's what I did. That's what it is.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So over here, someone's hiding.
Okay, so this is another of those European things. So this is one of the employees from mykeyboard.eu, and she's known from being a bit of a shy person when it comes to taking photos of.
I couldn't tell.
There's no a photo you can find of her anywhere on the internet, I guess. So the idea was to portray her hidden, like she likes to kind of run away from photos. So she's not having any punishment on anything. She's not sitting in a box. She's just hiding there, and it's fitting that she's sitting next to ISO and extras when, because they're all kind of related to my keyboard and what they're dealing with.
Yeah, and I like the setup: bento, ramen, hamon, froyo, peaches and cream, sold. I love all of this. The mallard.
Okay, so that was supposed to be a duck.
I mean, it's a mallard. I think is just the proper term for a male duck. I could be wrong, but the duck. Is there a story here?
It's kind of a lame-ish relation to the duck keyboard.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's awesome. It's just like, why is there a duck there? A duck keyboard. Oh, perfect.
If you ever made a keyboard that sounds like an animal or something that can be drawn without a logo, it's probably on the poster somewhere.
Yeah. There's things in here. Just noticed this today.
It's one of the kind of the Krash flavors.
Okay.
I like dark stuff, and if you look at the upper right corner, there's like an evil owl sitting there above the round stuff, and there are tentacles, blue tentacles to the upper left of it.
Yeah,
that's the Krash flavor. That's what I add to my stuff. That's my style.
I dig it. We start getting into some of the logos. We'll go left though. Keebtown, love the design of this with Ilum KB. We are over into Rama. Was this again another take a picture of our office area, or did you kind of well, I guess we'll just kind of ask with each room. Was this their office, or did you kind of design this for them?
I designed it based on some of the photos from their Instagram. I know they like this very simple style of a lot of white stuff and grays, some splashes of yellow. So basically their branding. I was also, if you look at the screen, Rama's screen, I was inspired by some of the early posters they posted years back. So I was trying to capture their flavor here, pretty much.
Yeah, and you got some of their products there. He's got typing on M60. And it's cool that they kind of have the Mac aesthetic, because we've always said that Rama is like the Apple of keyboards. Like they have the aesthetic. It's all clean. It's all good. everything just kind of works out of the box. So we have a question about who's standing next to Lang.
That's that's Tom. That's also one of the my keyboard guys. He's called the tomato guy. That's why you can see
tomatoes
basket. Yeah. Yeah, really cool guy, and just added him because this poster was sort of like there was a lot of like a private stuff included. People, so myself and Yulia like a lot, and not necessarily the kind of top names that we put in the keyboard community, but someone we felt like would be a wholesome person that we want to have there. So that's one of these guys.
There you go. It's perfect. So we'll kind of scooch on over. We have a child.
There's a small story behind it, actually.
Okay. Well, and we've got a child and we've got a little poster of GMK Handerbite. So more Handerbite memes. But yes, story about a child.
So when I was drawing Salvin's like a workshop, I kind of called it done, and then Yulia and Bart told me, hey, Salvin, comes with his kid to his workshop, and he, it's always visible in his stream. So I was like, I was frantically, browsing archives from Salvin to see how his, child looks like, and I asked Yulia, how does this kid look like? I cannot find him anywhere, and she's like, it's just a blonde guy. All right, so I just drew a blonde child, and then I sent it to her, and she's like, no, it's a toddler. I was like, okay, so this kid is too old for Salvin's child, and she's like, obviously, like it's totally different age. And I was like, what if I remake him into my child?
No.
So I changed his hairstyle and color, and I added my son's name and just put it there because he was already drawn, and there was like an empty space there to be filled in. So I thought, like, why don't we just immortalize him as well? So one of those private stuff that I added. So that's how it turned out.
I dig it. And who I'm another drawing a blank.
So this another European guy, streamer. I have no idea how to pronounce. I'll try. Pusier, or kitty cat in his language. So very active guy on the my keyboard community Discord. So also added to the roster as part of the family, I would say.
There you go. And someone asked why is Puss in Boots in the poster.
That was his previous avatar.
Okay. There you go.
So that's what I settled on, and then I got his photos. So it was kind of evolving from his avatar 1 second, and then his real person, and I didn't remove the old ones. I felt like it's cool to keep them.
Very cool. Over here we've got Tiny's legendary food keyboard. It's cool that that's very well documented, so I can't imagine that it was super difficult to have to search and find, but very cool to have that in there. She's been a huge part of the community for a very, very long time. So
she actually reached out to me at some point before the poster was made to make a sticker celebrating the end of her food keyboard, and I was like, there's no way I can draw something that's like 3 inches by 2 inches that shows all the hard work you did. So secretly I thought I'm gonna surprise her and just add it to the big poster when it gets the deserved space or area where all the details can be seen. So that's how it kind of ended up right there.
Very nice. And you got the Theremin Goat Switch Museum. Of course, he's got like a bajillion switches. We kind of moved down. We've got a mouse, which I thought was just a cool, it's a keyboard mouse that's coming out of a mouse hole. I don't know. Is there a meaning behind that, or is that some Krash flavor?
No, it was like a goofy idea that one person liked, so I kept it.
Hey, I dig it. I'm about it. We've got definitely the coolest person on this entire poster, the man himself. Staying here, just vibing off to the side, avoiding this whole sketchy transaction of what's happening here. So, I do have to ask: is it weird drawing yourself, like putting yourself in the poster? Like, is that?
Yeah, yes and no. But yeah, initially I didn't want to have myself included, obviously, and my son as well. But at some point, like I think Yulia was asking this, are you gonna draw yourself? Are you gonna draw yourself? I was like, no, I don't think so. And then everyone I put here when I'm standing, everyone was saying, why am I next to the flippers? I wouldn't be there. So I kind of continuously removed different people from this spot, and it kept being empty. So I thought, if there's one person that's not gonna have an issue with that, that's gonna be me. So that's why I put myself next to the flippers, and that's kind of how it stayed. Yeah.
So we've got flippers here.
Yeah, we got the flippers there. So obviously, I think maybe the least obvious details there is the red jacket. The guy. It's kind of paying homage to Akira, my favorite movie of all time, at least animated. And one of the protagonists, or the protagonist, has a red jacket that says "Good for health, bad for education."
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of rephrase it as "good for wallet," basically, and the pill that is also present on the original jacket. Mm-hmm. The drug, right, and the big suitcase with a lot of money you need to have to kind of deal with the other guy that's selling you shady stuff from his inner jacket or whatever.
Well, very cool. I appreciate this little it is not every part of the hobby is the best part of the hobby. So we got to show the dark side of the hobby, but we've got a very formal and just relaxing and next to the Zen garden. Man, I literally just don't even Norbauer. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know why I completely forgot about that. But Norbauer just polishing up one of his boards. We've got Gatoron chilling, and then just more plants and keep off the grass sign. Gatoron's not doing a good job listening, but and then artisan photo spot. I do love that where it's a lot of artisan makers kind of take pictures in their with lots of plants involved.
This is the Person Studio logo on this. Please keep up the grass. So that's another small homage to
lots
makers.
We got QMK and VIA over here. And is there a reason there's a cell phone in the grass?
Not really.
I like it. Hey, just add some flavor. Yep.
Yeah, you need to fill that space somehow. So not everything is keyboard related.
We have an interesting choice of multiple arms, but there's some robot parts of it, and the owl from my keyboard. So very little cool touch there. Is there a story as to why this man has at least 3 arms?
Yeah, so that's David from my keyboard, and he was already a hero of my previous illustration. The thank you card that portrays kind of like a warehouse of these guys, and everyone there is a special power. Almost everyone, but like Yulia can lift packages with just a thought, basically like a superpower there, and David, he has 4 arms, so he can lift crates and move them around like a Goro style. And I thought it's gonna be cool to have him portrayed in the same way in a poster as he was in a thank you card. And myself being fan of Cyberpunk and Ghost in the Shell, I kind of added on top of it with some cybernetics modifications just to flavor it up.
I dig it. We have a question about the stars and the logo.
Okay, the logo is the Dalco logo. I really like their design style, and I thought I would reflect this in a poster. So great job on the Porsche. What was it called? The Now I blanked out on the keyboard by Dalco.
I
Anyways, you
think
gotta
it's the Dalco Mini. Is that or 959? Okay.
yeah, that's the one. Beautiful board, beautiful one. And the 8 stars, are actually something that would be known by the Polish scene. It's the kind of a symbol of current opposition against the ruling government that's going like a right-wing, democratic, anti-democratic, anti-European Union sort of. 8 stars to represent the fight for kind of democracy and freedom rights in Poland. So kind of that's the story there.
I dig it. So moving up, we have a nice little artisan shop with very cool. I love that you added all like you have the pressure pot. You got just a good chance to add so many artisan stickers. And I love the Lividity. I've got Lividity's one of my favorite sculpts. Is the Observer. So you've got the Observer. You've got the Groot cap. Of course, the Hello caps. Just lots of stuff. Is this a Blind Assassin logo?
No, that's Cornelius. That's Cornelius. Sculpted by now I blanked out on. What's it called? Oh.
It's hard to keep up with all of them. I get it.
It's one of those brain farts that you get when being online. Golf cups. Golf cups. Yeah. Sorry, man. But actually, the one on top of it, I want to have a special mention. So this is like a PUBG keycup from keycups.com. It's like a small.
Oh man, I have one of those, like the old school metal ones.
That's actually the resin one.
Oh, okay. I don't have the resin one.
Okay, so it's really like a smaller. I don't think he's making artisan cups anymore. He's like selling keyboard parts. But the reason I wanted to mention him because he is the first person that ever commissioned anything from me, from the keyboard community. He kind of wrote me a message and said, "I like your drawings. Why don't you make a sticker of my keycup in your style?" And this is how it all started. So I had to have him there.
Oh, of course. Well, very, very cool. That's never would have known that. So huge part of the poster, literally right here. But yeah, we've got a goober skull, brew caps, the bowl, just lots of stuff on here. And then who got to be the lucky artisan maker?
I heard some theories about who he is. Actually, there's supposedly someone that's hooded and casting a lot, but it's just a generic artisan. I don't want to honor anyone above anyone else. To be honest, I have a great respect for this community, kind of sub community, and the skills of the guys. And I just wanted to have the full room dedicated to casting and stuff like that.
I appreciate that. And we got some stuff up here. We've got this little dude, this little wooden figure, and then another plushie.
All from Lazy Cups. Lazy Cups. Two sculpts from Lazy Cups. And Johnny actually also helped me a little bit there. I didn't want to miss any of the biggest names of the artisans so I reached out to him as one of the my friends from the artisan community to guide me on who has to be included, so we don't have only like friends and cool guys and personal favorites, but also like people who are kind of devoted their time and energy to kind of bring the community, the scene of artisans, up to speed, even a few years back, and have also historic value, not only the current kind of a modern.
Very nice. Yeah, a lot of love for the Z-Butt poster. So moving over to a very, very good depiction. We got Salvin's workshop. So I got the CNC machine, the boards. I love the transparent wall. And just this wall is probably the loudest area of this entire Keebtown Poster with compressors and fucking CNC machines. So, but Salvin there, we talked about you had talked about his kid getting drawn there. So very very cool that he got to be in it and got the big room. So and then
these cables on the machine.
Yep, Space Cable's little helmet up there. Respect. Lots of cool logos. We kind of missed this part, but the Mekibo, Apex, Z Frontier, Desk Hero, Daily Clack. I love that. Even the TX keyboards logo, kind of up here. I love that this area showing depth, but also paying homage to a lot of great keyboard companies that many of us, especially who've been around for a long time, have at least shopped from one of these at some point. So someone's asking, what is locked? I see more tentacles, which makes me think this is just some Krash flavor. Or maybe there's a story behind something locked in Salvin's workshop.
Nothing specific. It's just, everyone has a dark side, and sometimes it's better to keep it locked. So it's another Krash flavor, kind of adding it to the pot of oddities that appear here and there.
I love it. And Disco Crocodile, the 400, this is a reference to Botanical. I don't know if it's a direct reference to aftermarket prices, but it certainly could be.
Yeah, the idea was there to reflect the aftermarket price, but also if you just remove the zero, it's probably a price of some clones, like a Chinese clones. Whoops.
My apologies. Let me...
Maybe a bit less.
Yeah, I think I need to go. One moment, sorry. There we go. So, we've got a very cool area up here. We've got Mintlotica and Mentorly, Apiary, Tiny, and Black Simon, as well as some cute puppers, all enjoying some coffee and chatting as well. So I don't know a whole lot about Black Simon, but I assume there's a story as to why he is driving an eggplant.
If you don't know about Black Simon and eggplant, it means you know very little about him. So I really like to watch some of his episodes, and he's like a t-shirt with it, like a lampstand shaped after it, and when he's like giving votes or giving his feedback on some of the keyboards that are going into like a group by phase, you can get a different set of icons from him, and the best one is the eggplant. Basically, it's the highest appreciation. And always when I watch his streams, I have this feeling of really like a hype guy, like energetic, all over the place, crazy guy. So I just wanted to combine all those things into one, this energy and the eggplant and craziness, and this is what kind of turned out as the result.
I dig it. We've got. I'm very lost as to why there's a metal bird.
So the wing is shaped after Geon logo.
Oh shit! It is. Holy crap! Again, the Geon. There it is. Oxy got it as well. So we have some other. We got some cool plants in here as well. We've got. Before we get over, we've got a kale. Does this say chewy? Cherry. Okay. Sorry. Cherry. Yeah. All right. Yep. There's
not chewy.
Kipora. Well, I was like, it's 1W, so I know it's not me. I'm already on here, but Duroc. Okay. And JWK. So some switches we got up here. One of my favorite parts is the Key Colt live stream view. You nailed it. Like, I'm like, yep, that's them. Like, even down to the shoes and like their setup. It's just very, very cool. I love that Key Colt does this. I think you did a fantastic job on this. This is probably my favorite room that you guys did.
Really?
Yeah.
That's That's interesting. Wow. Wow, thanks, man. I actually changed it quite a few times. I wasn't happy with it. I redrew this guy's faces like twice, just to make sure they're more like themselves. But also this brings a lot of memories because they don't stream from this room anymore. But back in the day, I remember all the excitement trying to snatch one out of these boards. Never managed to. So it kind of stays the kind of the end game direction for me to own at least one key cult.
Yeah, and then stomping around up above them, of course, is Teha doing his famous dance with his cats in the cat tower. Pretty self-explanatory on this one. It was fun to see. I was like, yeah, that's I don't know what else you would put there, but that's perfect for Teha.
Apparently the cats are too small. At least the smaller one should be bigger than the other one. But I drew them from like an older photo of them than when they were really young. But yeah,
he's,
as you said, pretty much self-explanatory.
So let's see. I'm trying to make sure we don't miss too much. We'll get over here. We've got the keyboard waffle, which I thought was really cool. That was kind of added in. So very, very cool. And then is it Think Winker or Winkler?
Well, the guy?
Yeah.
Where? Where is the German photographer?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'm thinking.
I'm
mixing up names.
Oh no, you're right. He goes by the Thinkware.
Thinkware.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since he's German, I always think about pronouncing his name a bit differently than you would in English. But that's the guy taking the photo. Originally, the keyboard was ANSI keyboard, and when I sent him the preview, he was like, "Why am I taking photo of an ANSI keyboard?" I was like, "I don't know, man." That's obviously a big mistake.
Love the touch of ISO. I really appreciate that. We've got your logo, some more paint. So very, very, very cool stuff over here. We've got is there a story behind the broken dolly?
Not really.
Or is that just kind of add into this?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a story. Why would someone, carry such a big box on the stairs somewhere? So that's it.
Yep. So and then the sundial Wilba logo.
Wilba. Yeah.
Very cool. A little Splash, Cherry, and Olivia. Jane and Alice, so it's little TGR accents over here.
There's some Mini World keycaps.
Mini World?
Painted in. Mini World. Yeah, it's like an artisan maker.
Ah, okay. Very, very cool. So we move down to the bottom kind of row. We've got Mr. Alex Odos with his bed made. I was a little upset that Alex had his bed made. I was like, oh, come on, man.
Wasn't there a bat that he would make his bed one day? Something like this. There was a story about a bat. But anyways, yeah, it's probably my lack of knowledge about his bed.
It'd be impossible to get every detail of every. It would take you years to go and find every single detail about someone, especially if you're trying to redo their room. And you did a great job. You got the RGB triangle lights up here. You got his desk mat, which is this a Baka keyboard?
Yes, it is. There you go.
Yay.
It had to be there. I really like Baka.
Oh, I appreciate it. It was cool. I was like, I remember I said, oh, it'd be cool. I think my only suggestion was like, it'd be cool if I was like looking at a Baka keyboard. And I think she said like, I'll see what I can do. And then when it came out, I was like, all right, whatever. And then someone later was like, Odos is using like your keyboard. I was like, what? Then yeah, sure. Lo and behold. So appreciate that. Thank you.
It was actually there before you asked for it.
Ah, well then that's probably why it wasn't moved. So, but thank you, appreciate that. I love, again, extra details. You've got his Bento Nano in here, little plants, and I love that you have I think we all have our little. I've got my old one is sitting back there. our little I call it, Eric and I call them shill jugs. As well as the plushie, the cherry red plushie. So very, very cool to see here. Novel keys. I love that you did this.
So many people missed this novel keys. It was like a semi-transparent almost. Like I was worried that it would go unnoticed. I think I boosted the shadow a little bit, so it's out there. Because all the other big logos are like neon signs on the wall. You can see them from far away. Just like a little bit subdued. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and I think this speaks to Mike a lot too. I'm like, he's not going to do something super out there. Like it's going to be a little like that's his. Like to me, his personality is very kind of subtle and low key. And I love the little milkshake stand with, you got dots and milkshake. They got the novel keys. This was a sticker for a very long time.
I got it. That's what it's coming from.
Yeah. And we got Glarsis, just working his ass off selling some desk mats. another great a great addition to this mat. Another one of my favorite parts of this desk mat. Or of this poster is him and his desk mat.
His reaction to this was hilarious. He said when he saw it, he said, "I knew I'm gonna be selling bra mats one day on the street."
I love it. We have our little llama up here at the alpaca. I just noticed he's got the V2 little ear tag on there with Leopold GMK. Logos in there with the My Keyboard shop. Out front as well is Mech Merlin. I think, I spoke, I think with Static Agent Chat a bunch, and I was like, I think the two people that are the easiest to recognize that don't have their own room are myself and Mech Merlin. you don't, it's pretty easy to tell based off of, the outfits, and I love that you did the full get up and even the pointy boots.
Yeah, I could even like half pass his face and it'd still be him.
Yeah,
he's actually holding a spell book that's called Magical Magus or Magus. It's also one of the guys in the community. Really cool guy. He's also like a ginger guy, like you. So wanted to have him out.
Hell
there.
Yeah.
So,
and you got the Pikachu board or the Ortho. I think some people make the Ortho Chew. Down here we've got Omnitype. This is probably, if I had to pick one of the, just another one of the things. I love that you have the Omnitype sticker over it. I do have a question. When you made this, did it start with that and then you went, oh, now it's Omnitype, so let's change it? Or so that's how it was?
Yeah.
Well, I think it adds so much flavor to this. Like I put that like on my jug, that sticker.
Oh, cool.
That's so we got Garrett and his wife and his two puppers out here driving the Omnimobile. Love, for those who don't know, when Omnitype was starting out, he used to load up his truck. And like with Modern Dolch round 1, he'd be like, all right, cool. I've loaded up my Jeep as to the brim so I can drop this. I can personally drive this stuff to the post office. And then the post office would have to be like, no more. So I
remember that.
So, and then where was the inspiration of the car from?
All right. So that is actually story behind it. So I remember this post. I couldn't remember if it was on Instagram or maybe it was like a picture on his Discord somewhere. I remember the photo of his truck loaded with boxes, and
I think you and I remember the same picture.
Yeah, I wanted this truck portrait, so I wrote to Julia, can you ask him to send you a photo of the truck? And she was like, yeah, fine. So a few days later, she's sending me a screenshot of the conversation with Garrett, and she's asking, can you send us the photo of your truck? And he replies, what truck? And I was like, okay, can you ask him the picture from the truck, like from, years back when he was, driving it and blah, daddy. And she asked again. And the reply was a similar answer. It was like, what truck? There's no truck. So I was like, no photo. My memory is kind of misguiding me. I didn't remember it was like a pickup truck or it was like a Jeep or whatever. So I thought I need a white or beige looking something with red accents. And I was like searching my memory. What is the coolest white and red vehicle that can be stuck with boxes of Modern Orange round one? And then the Ghostbuster trucks kind of came up to my mind. I was like, okay, I'm doing Ghostbusters truck, but it's gonna be loaded with boxes and it's gonna have Dixie logo on it and a little heart on the front. And that's how it came to be. I never got the photo, so
it was a Jeep Cherokee for those interested. It's a hilarious video. Whoops, mouse was not on the right screen. So we've got another delivery truck that is infinite. Oops.
It's oops. Yeah.
Is there a story behind this truck, or am I completely missing a detail?
No, it's just related to a story. Almost everyone from the community know about damaged packages and failed stuff, and just the UPS name sounds like oops.
Yeah.
If you read it in Polish, it's oops basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like a natural addition to the poster. That bad things can happen, like with the flippers, obviously, the delivery guys missing a truck or stealing the package or something happens from time to time. So there you go.
Yeah, very, very cool. Right here, for those who don't know, probably the most well-hidden gem in this entire poster is the Smith & Rune logo with the gutter pipes, which... like, I think that was the point where I was like, okay, this is the coolest fucking poster I have ever seen. Because you managed to... because I missed it, like, 10 times. But no, this is the Smith & Rune logo. And I was like, holy shit, what else am I missing, right? Because this is a huge part of the poster. And so that at that point, I was like, okay, now I know that every time I look at this poster, I'm going to find something. So...
It was actually added at the very end of the work there. It was just a pipe that came up with the idea to hide a logo, and Bart again helped me with some details. The pipes were shaped in different way, pointing in the wrong direction, so we figured it out. And there you go. Really, really happy how it turned out.
Absolutely. And then we've got kind of wrapping up this, we've got at the very bottom prototypist. We've got Jay and his car, and from what I remember him saying on his stream, that literally like his desk, it's all like that's where the boxes are in the crate. That's how everything is organized on his desk. So very cool that you went like the extra mile and going I'm gonna make, not only is it gonna look cool, but it's gonna be accurate.
Yeah, working with photos was a big part of the poster for almost any part that was existing place, to be honest. And I just wanted to have those people portrayed, kind of enjoying those details. Just kind of like a little bit of my payment to those guys, that they're kind of letting me use their face as part of the artwork. So kind of
yeah, absolutely. So and you got the one way. Of course, can't go wrong. We've got the board podcast logo there.
International kit.
Or international kit. That's right, not the board. Other than that, I'm kind of looking. I don't think we didn't miss any like massive chunk. I don't think there's so much hidden right? We could be here for 3.5 hours going through every pixel, and I'm sure we'd find some stuff. If you guys have questions, so here it is in full view. I haven't really shown it off in full view. It will be available for purchase soon, I believe. I don't know the full details, but I'm sure it will be available at some point in the future. I printing, because for those who don't know, like putting something on a screen, it's like we talked about this with keycaps, right? Putting something on the screen and making it look good on the screen, and then when you go to print it, and you're just like, fuck, everything looks completely different now because now it's ink, and it might look amazing on a computer screen, but then when it print, and that's, and then you have to print it multiple times, and you also want to print it in the way that it's going to be printed, which is also an expensive process. So I know you were talking about that earlier today, or earlier in the stream.
That's exactly the issue we're facing now. To make sure it looks good, it's not blurry, the colors are there, and that's the last piece that's holding this up.
Mm-hmm. So we got the Oblotsky logo right here, and the fan is, they said, respect. So very, very, again, like you can keep looking back. So I'm very fortunate to have one. I get to hang it up in my room, and it fits so well. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to zoom in on any section of the poster, and we could talk more in detail about it, I'm happy to. So my question is, who was the hardest and who was the easiest to draw?
Yeah, let's start with the easiest. It's not easy question because there are two aspects of it. Mm-hmm. One is that the further I went into the process of drawing it, the easier it was for me to draw like people, mm-hmm. so to speak. So I was getting a hang of it, and it was getting easier and easier and easier. So I guess some of the people I drew in the beginning were pretty hard because I had to figure it out. Like, for example, Jay, I completely remade him from scratch. Jay was one of the first people I added because I was going from bottom to top. So Jay was there, and it was difficult because I was figuring out the details of it, how I want to do it, what's the style, how many details I want, the colors and shadings. So that was hard. And the other one was hard because it was something that was just freaking hard to draw. There are things that I better at and worse. And I think that my weak points is drawing females. And I think I was struggling a lot with what was this? Minterly. I think with Minterly was like was so hard for me. I kind of cheated with the other two girls because they're kind of facing the other way, so I didn't have to go into details. And with Tiny, I had a really good picture of her from her Instagram where she was exactly facing this direction. She was having this nice smile. So I was like looking at it and redrawing. And with Minterly, it was like I had like 5 different pictures, her looking all different directions, hair's cut off, or I had to like compose this person from different, kind of pictures to put it into one drawing. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I also did it a few times and changed it, and I think that's just me and drawing females. That's
well, I mean,
that's where my struggle came from.
You did a great job with her, so
she was one of the last ones. That's why I didn't struggle, because I had things figured out.
I love it.
And for the easiest, did I say who was the easiest? No, I didn't.
I don't think so.
I was supposed to start with the easiest, and then I started with the hardest. Okay, that's what I did. You mean people or in general?
Just, I guess people and, which section. But you said bottom up, so I imagine it got easier the higher up in the poster you went.
Yeah, exactly. So with you and Eric was I got the process figured out, and you guys are super kind of like a vivid personalities, and I really enjoy your streams. So for me it was like I kind of felt like this connection with you, even though we hadn't spoken before, and I knew what I wanted to do. I had some different ideas, but in the end, I was like very confident with what I was doing. So that's how it came to be. And overall, I, I usually don't draw people. So any like a mechanical parts, like the vending machine, or not the vending machine, the Canon keys machine, or all the AC units, or keyboards. It was like a breeze for me. It was really easy because that's what I usually do, like mechanical parts, cyborgs and stuff like that. So that was like, was fun. I started with those actually, yeah, that's how it went. But I think general process-wise, the hardest portion, the hardest item or not item thing for me to figure out was how to actually draw such a big poster on the iPad.
Yeah.
Because iPad has a pretty limited uh, RAM memory, and you can only create an artwork that is like 1/8 of the poster.
Yeah.
And even if you create 1/8 of the poster, it will have like 20 or 30 layers. So there's not much you can do with 30 layers. There's not many mistakes you can make. You can have to keep on flattening stuff, and so I had to actually make like a roadmap of the poster on my PC. Like the whole poster was like a blank canvas, full size, and then I would like cut out like a small portion of it, move it to iPad, draw on this small portion of it. Then I will reach the maximum amount of layers I can get with this lower amount of memory, and then I would move it back to my PC, paste it there, take a screenshot of the section, move it back to iPad, and then continue drawing there after flattening all the artworks there. So like it was constant moving between PC and iPad because of that, and just like stitching it, and so I didn't have like this ability to go through the whole poster with my like a stylus and just add details here and there. I had to be like conscious about what I want to do, where is this part, how do I want to crop it. Is there any other part that it touches that I also have to export so I can edit them both, and then stitch them back and repeat the whole process again. So I guess that was the hardest part there.
That sounds incredibly difficult. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin. No, just I mean, again, like, and thank you. Like you did a service that no one else I think could do. Well, or very few people can do, but only you've done, which is you've kind of immortalized our hobby into this really cool piece of artwork. So I guess I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times now, but from the keyboard community in general, like, thank you for making this. This is such a cool, like, I still am blown away. It's cool. It's hilarious at some points. You've got some really good, like, funny. It's serious, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's, I can't not look at it and laugh because I'm a fucking Chewbacca walking around. So, I look at this and I see, days of your life working on this. And, it's really fun, that this exists, and that, yeah, everybody, do the claps, copy one drunk man, do the claps. Cause like, honestly, and I know Eric wanted me to say thank you for including him on this, and thank you for doing this, because it's just stunning. So, and I look at it every single day. Like, again, it's in the back. I was like, the second I got it, I was like, it needs to be framed and it needs to be in the background of every one of our streams, because it's the only thing I kind of wish is that, the part that I'm in is like way up here above where the camera shows up. But I was like, I have to have this in my shot. It's too good not to be in there. And it's also cool that I get to see, like some of my closest friends, obviously Eric, Langlandia is one of my best friends. I talk to Apiary all the time. You got the Cannon Keys. I wish Upas was in there, but I do love the Cannon Keys like arcade stand. I think that's really, really cool. I'm very good friends, very close with Garrett. So I'm just, every time I see this, it brings a smile to my face. And the best part, and feel free to keep asking questions, and we can always come back. But
I wanted to comment on this. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can whatever you need to say.
Yeah. So thank you very much for this prize, and I was honored to work on this, and I'm honored to be part of this great community, and so many great people I also got to meet because of the poster, and it was really a blast for me to work through these, get to know some people, and go through all those makers, learn about new stuff, learn about some makers and creators and designers and stuff like that. So it's really a blast just to be also part of the community and being able to work with this. And I just wanted to thank Yulia from my keyboard for supporting me, keeping me excited, keeping me working on this. For some few other guys that helped, like Salvin helped me, Nation Bard helped me, and Laser Ninja helped me, and a few other people as well, Lazy Johnny as well. So obviously I couldn't add anyone, and maybe I wasn't aware about some people, so just wanted to put it there. It wasn't possible to have everyone and everything out there. We started as a fun project to have some people known in the community, some people we liked, some people we knew, and it kind of grew bigger and bigger as we started adding details. So yeah, I really appreciate the feedback and everyone involved.
Yeah. So it says part 2 when. Well, I'm gonna zoom in on obviously the best part of this poster, but so I get to look at it all the time. Eric gets to look at it. My keyboard was super nice. We're like, hey, if we used your likeness, we want to send you a poster, which that absolutely didn't have to, but super appreciative that you did. Literally got the poster, opened it up, was like, that's cool. I got to close it and so I can protect it, and put it in a nice frame. So it's framed. Eric's got his up now, and we want to give away posters, 3 of them, so that 3 of you get to look at this poster as much as we do. So we're going to be doing some marbles, and I think we're going to do one run, and we'll just do 1, 2, 3, just boom, just one run to rule them all. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go to a quick be right back because I also really have to use the restroom. But in about 3 minutes, we'll be back to run some marbles, and we're going to be giving away 3 of these posters.
Even before the...
everyone. And we're back. We're back.
All right. Let's do this.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. So, exclamation point vote, and then any number between 1 and I think 56, maybe. 1 and 59. We're getting there. Yep, and there it is. Vote 69 immediately on the board. So exclamation point vote, and then followed by a number to see which one we're going to be racing on. Again, the first three winners, first, second, and third place, will all receive a free poster of the Keebtown Poster before it goes live.
Before it goes live, signed by me.
Boom.
And made locally in Poland. So we don't have yet the final what do you call it, print shop selected at this point. The one we thought we have kind of failed on us. So I'm gonna be printing them locally in a trusted place on a nice paper, and sending them out probably next week.
Hell yeah. So we have lots of ones. Lots of people. So what is it? 28, 29, 17, 13, 11, 8, 6, and 1. All a bunch of ways tied. We
have the giveaway villain present.
Oh, he's here. Don't worry. Okay. Kinnick is absolutely here. All right. Scott Waters says, have we considered it 69? Yeah, of course. That was the second vote. All right. Krash, pick between 29, 28, 24, 17, 13, 11, 6, or 8.
Let's go with 17.
17. The Dojo. And wait for exclamation point play. First 3 winners will get a poster. Anyone can enter. The only person that I will say will not be allowed to win is, well, she'll be allowed to win, but we don't need a second poster, is Abracadaniel, as she's just here for the fun. So if Abracadaniel gets first, second, or third, we will just skip over that one because that is my lovely wife, and I don't know if we need to. It's an amazing poster, but it would be a little much having to move the exact same poster.
Okay. Good luck, guys.
So let's see. Man, it is zoomed so far out. Exclamation point play. I'll leave it up for a little bit longer. And if you came in late, whatever, this I'm gonna try and get this up on YouTube either bright and early Monday or late tomorrow evening. You can also watch it on the VOD as well. So I think that what I'm really happy about that we're doing this now too is once that goes live, then people can also come back and go, well, I want to learn more. Like, while a lot of people know about this poster, I think there are a lot of people that don't quite know about it yet. And I think that whenever it does go live, people are going to shit their brains out. Like, people are going to be super stoked. So, so right now, we only got 20 people in right now. So you have a pretty damn good I mean,
nice.
That's good chance.
That's a good chance.
15% chance. Burning through my data for this. I mean, hey, appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. So you'll have 10 seconds, exclamation point play. Here we go. I'm going to do my best to follow.
Let's see. Can I quit there for a second?
It's gonna take us once we get to this choke point. But Keeb Noob,
Okay.
Abracadaniel, Disco Crocodile, Miso Soups, I believe, is a ghost. But Keeb Noob taking an early lead.
Ooh.
So Keeb Noob actually, she came over and hung out with us a while ago. And she told me she spent about 45 minutes just staring at the poster. So, but Keeb Noob looks like she got caught up. Disco Crocodile, Abracadaniel coming in hot.
Okay. Okay, things gonna shape up here a little bit.
Oh!
Oh.
Hard rip as Static Age and Disco Crocodile fall off the sides. And people potentially getting yeeted. Key Capital, Clog Blob, up, Scott Water falling off the sides. Now I'm worried that we're going to have enough people that actually finish.
Yeah, that was my question. Have you ever had
Not enough people. Abracadaniel going the wrong way.
Okay.
Ben Kyridian falling off. So Key Capital, Clog Bob, Lava, and Reverberate. If they can get through this section. Not too many people left.
Yeah.
As we lost Mickey G. We only have 8 people left.
Okay.
So looks like
this is the last stretch.
Yep, this is it. So looks like these two, as long as they make it, we've got Clog Bob and Key Capital. And who will be next? It is Lava Reverberate, just missing out on it.
Congratulations.
So congratulations. Reach out to me on Discord. I will get your information sent over. Reverberate, sorry. You were very, very close. So Abracadaniel finishing, That's what we want. So, but guys, reach out to me. Hit me up on Discord. I believe it is Chewart Little. If you look at me up on Discord, and I should probably write these names down just in case. But again, thank you for giving away the posters too. That was super, super cool. I'm glad. Once this poster goes live, we'll be absolutely talking about it because it's just it's just a fantastic. It's like a service you did to the community, or you did for the community. I can't say thank you enough for, one, including us in it, and two, coming on the show. Funny quick story. Let me switch over to this one. A quick funny story. You said name your favorite keyboard or Twitch streamer or whatever, and you said Mex on Deck, and I was like, what? It's like, this guy likes us. It's like, Tana, who's the fan of who here? Because I'm way more obsessed with this guy than I bet he is. And I reached out to you that day on Instagram. I was like, you want to be on the show? It's like, please come on the show.
I thought you were joking. I was like, oh, it's incredible. I'm gonna be on my favorite show, man. It's like, wow.
I definitely appreciate it. How do I do? One thing I don't like about marbles, and maybe it's just because I don't use it that much, it's always really annoying to find out how to actually quit out of marbles. So let me find someone here to raid real quick. If you have anybody that's on Twitch right now that you would like us to raid, I'd be more than happy to. But let's see. Guys, again, thank you. Check out our links. Let me put up our awesome sponsors. Canon Keys, Omnitype, Project Keyboards, and Kinetic Labs, as well as our awesome partners, Zap Cables, Type B, Smith & Rune, and 3D Keebs. We will be live again Tuesday. Again, no Wednesday stream. And then next week, Eric should be building the Rect 1800. Sam Pack is doing his subathon right now. Sounds like we'll be going for Sam Pack. So
Kevin, thanks for having me. Really appreciate being here and being able to speak
you.
about those details. Like, that was a blast.
Thank you for coming. I'm just glad that I got some clarification on like what the fuck. There was just a duck sitting in the middle of the poster. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, things like that.
So, thank you. And like I said, so we'll be back Tuesday, no Wednesday stream. And thank you again. And if you won, just reach out to me on Discord. I'll reach out back to you today. And thank you again. And enjoy some subathon by Sam Pack. So,
Enjoy, guys.
peace.
Peace out.